Following on from our reflections on Creation Time last September, Upline Church has been looking at the Eco-Church scheme and how we can work towards achieving this. Eco-Church was launched at St Paul's Cathedral in January 2016. It's a collaboration between A Rocha UK, Christian Aid, Tear Fund and the St Paul's Institute. But let's remind ourselves why all these initiatives are so important.
We are moved by faith. We hear God's call to creation care and see a world that's been neglected, a world that's on fire. And if we, the church, don't care enough to put it out, who will? We are in a climate emergency. Extreme weather conditions are destroying people's livelihoods. Natural disasters are leaving many without a place to call home. And people's lives are being lost. Those who contributed to this problem the least are suffering the most. We don't just care because it may one day affect us, we care because it's already affecting thousands around the world. And soon, we will pass a point of no return. If we sit back and do nothing, many more lives will be lost. To do nothing is to turn our backs to our God-given duty. It is up to us as those who are called to love our neighbour to do just that. How can we claim to love God if we do not care about His creation? How can we claim to love others when we are burning down their house? We, the church, must love in action and not just word. We must hear the cries of a world in peril and use our platform to respond with the love of Jesus. A love that disrupts the status quo and inconveniences itself to bring restoration. This is our responsibility. This is our worship.
To our future. Save our planet. 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 Save our planet.
So if we're going to play our part in making a difference, what does Eco-Church ask of us? The scheme has 3 levels, gold, silver and bronze, and splits the award up into 5 areas: worship and teaching, church buildings, church land, community and global life, and lifestyle. To monitor your progress, there is a questionnaire that will let you see what level you're working towards and help you to move on to the next stage. So currently, we're gold in worship and teaching and bronze in church buildings and lifestyle. So more to do to get to bronze and our first award. However, this is not about getting an award and pinning a certificate on our notice board and declaring how green we are. It is a way of striving to do more with helpful stepping stones and a way we can move forward. I thought long and hard about what Bible passage to bring to this reflection, but looked instead into the different types of writing in the Bible. One of these is laments, where people cried out to God through suffering and sorrow, asking for help and sometimes forgiveness. It shows a deep relationship with our Creator who loves us, and through lament we can speak honestly to God and hear our pain and suffering. Tracy West, the CEO of the Word Forest organisation, shares with us a modern day lament for our broken world.
A lament for climate change. God, we find ourselves in a grievous position on a warming planet with wildfires burning, ice caps melting and soil degrading and waters poisoning. Consumerist capitalism has so dazed and bound our society that we cannot perceive a way forward. We cannot get ourselves out of the trouble we are in. We have waited long and late. We are reaping the rewards of our inaction, our efforts frustrated by corporate greed. We are sorrowful for the ways we have harmed our earth home with our societal excesses and apathies, our hunger for more, our neglect of the needs of the poorest and the least powerful, our disregard for our ecosystems. We lament the corporate greed that drives environmental destruction. We lament the industrial farming practices that harm the soil and the waterways. We lament the industrial extraction of natural resources that destroy ecosystems. And we lament the pollution with the chemicals that harm humans and animals and waterways and soil organisms. Help us now to do what we must, to mitigate further harm. Help us to sacrifice convenience for the greater good, the good of future generations, the good of all humanity, not just a privileged few, the good of all of Earth's inhabitants. We know this work won't be easy. It'll require a revolution of consciousness. We know it won't be quick. It'll take decades of effort. We know it won't be popular. It'll mean people will have to make sacrifices. But, oh God, give us fortitude to do it anyway, to come back into alignment with nature as you created it, and with your Spirit who teaches us and inspires us to the good work of wholeness and justice. Amen.